Good morning. It is the 4th of November, which means it's NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo starts on the 1st of November, but this is my first day that I can actually sit down and write a lot. So yeah, this is going to be a NaNoWriMo vlog. So I'll just give you a little breakdown on what's happened so far in November. On the 1st of November I was working. I had to work 8 AM till 4 PM, and then I ran home, so I didn't get home until like 5, and then by that time I had a shower and had dinner. It was late in the evening, so I only managed to write like 100 words, but I still wrote something, so that's good. And then Saturday I had to write in the morning. I wrote about 200 words, because then I went to Portsmouth for a friend's party, but that was like 2 hours of travel. We got there early afternoon, and then obviously I didn't write for the rest of the day because we were drinking and partying. And then obviously Sunday I was still in Portsmouth, so I travelled back, got back to my home again, I think like mid-afternoon, and then I wanted to catch up on Strictly, so I did that. So then yeah, I wrote like 200 words again. So this is my first day where I like don't have anything else to do, so hopefully it's going to be a productive one. I'm hoping to bash out quite a few words, so fingers crossed. Hello, it is the 5th of November. Sorry about the terrible lighting. I've got my laptop in front of me because I'm going to do some writing, and I've got a lamp on, so that's the yellowish tinge. I'm currently home alone until about 9:30, so I've got like 2 hours home alone. So I really want to get some writing in because I didn't get to write as much as I wanted to yesterday. I only wrote about 300 words, which is better than nothing, but I was aiming to do like 1,000 words yesterday, and that just didn't happen. So hopefully I can get some words done tonight, because I don't think I'll write much at all tomorrow, because tomorrow is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I work 8 AM till like 9:30 PM with a short break for my dinner. So I don't think I'm going to get much writing done at all tomorrow. But then I've got a day off on Thursday, so hopefully that will be okay. But we'll see. So I want to do some writing now. I've got a cup of tea and I've got a blanket here, and I'm feeling really cozy. So a cozy writing session seems perfect and very fitting for like the atmosphere, the vibe of the story I'm writing. So I will go write and maybe check in later, if not later, tomorrow. Hello. Oh, there's lots of traffic outside. I'm currently at work. It is, what time is it? About 6:05 in the evening. I've been here since about 8 AM, and I'm still here for another 3 or so hours. Anyway, writing wise, last night I managed to finally, on day 5 of NaNoWriMo, hit 1,000 words. I think I got up to like 1,300 and something maybe, but I feel like I'm getting into it more now. Hello, it is day 11 of NaNoWriMo. I have got some hot chocolate in my sister's excellent support brass mug, and I've got my laptop, and I'm going to be writing some poetry sort of stanzas that are going to go at the beginning of my chapters that are all to do with the sea, very atmospheric things like that, so I'm excited. Yeah, I've hit a good flow with my writing, I think. Last night was my best writing night so far, and I'm really excited. It is now Monday the 2nd of December, so NaNoWriMo ended 2 days ago, and this was my worst NaNoWriMo so far. I think in my first year of NaNoWriMo I managed to do about 30,000 words, and last year I managed, I think, between 20,000 and 25,000. And this year I managed 16,053. So I think there's several reasons for that. First is that this year, this month, November, is the most I have had to work, the most I've had to be in my job. So the first year of NaNoWriMo, I didn't have a job, so I just had the time to write. Last year I worked, I think, 4 days a week, but on Thursdays and Fridays I only did like 5 hours each. But this year, working, I have had to do full days. Like my Wednesdays have always been like a 13-hour day technically. My Tuesdays are a long day, and this year I had to cover a few Fridays and a couple of Saturdays, which I don't normally do because other colleagues weren't able to come in, so I had to cover. So I worked more than I should have, or more than I had planned to this month. So that kind of, yes, affected my writing. And the second reason I think that this year didn't go so well was my first NaNoWriMo project I had was like a contemporary romance, and I had a really clear idea of sort of the layout of the story. I had a really clear idea of the characters and like certain scenes that I wanted in the book, so I was able to write a lot. And the second NaNoWriMo project, I struggled to come up with an idea for a while, but the couple of summer months before NaNoWriMo, so I think it's like August, September, I got an idea, and when I got that idea I was really into it, and it was in a genre that I really enjoy. It was like sort of an action, adventure, apocalyptic, zombie kind of novel, which is a genre I really enjoy. And again, when the characters came to me, they were really clear, and so I was like able to drive that. It was a very character-driven novel, but it came to me quite easily. This year I really struggled to think of a project that I wanted to do for NaNoWriMo. I couldn't think of an idea. And then over the summer I had like a vague idea. My friends and I had booked a holiday to Devon for like a 3-day stay in Devon in September, and just before the holiday I came up with an idea that's sort of set in the countryside, like a coastal town. It was all very thematic, to do with the sea, and I had a really strong like vibe, aesthetic kind of idea, and I had the idea of a couple of characters but not much plot, and I think that that's where I really struggled, because I was also very busy in October, and so I didn't do as much prep as I maybe could have done or should have done. So some days in November this year were really good writing days, when I had like a scene in my head that I knew I wanted to include. It came and the words came, and I could write like over 1,000 words in a day, nearly 2,000 words some days. And then other days, due to time or tiredness, I've been really tired this month, and also I've been getting a cold and just not feeling in the mood to write, and due to not sort of having the inspiration, some days were really not good in terms of writing. It's odd. When I had like a whole day sometimes, because I don't work on Mondays at all normally, so I'd have like a Monday where I wouldn't have to do anything, or the one thing I had to do was like go to the library to return a book, and I'd write like a couple of 100 words, and I'd be like, I just want to watch TV now. I just want to marathon a show on Netflix. So I really struggled with inspiration this year, which I'm sad about, because I wanted this year to be my best NaNoWriMo, and earlier in the year I thought, if I can come up with a good idea, this could be the year that like I beat NaNoWriMo, but that very much did not happen. It's the worst I've done. But I did find actually that writing this year's NaNoWriMo made me want to go back to last year's NaNoWriMo project. So I might do that. I feel like the rest of the year, or maybe starting January, and see if I can finish that before NaNoWriMo 2020, and then see if for NaNoWriMo 2020 I could write a sequel to NaNoWriMo 2018. I don't know. I wrote something though, so that's good, because if it hadn't been for NaNoWriMo, I don't know that I would have written anything. NaNoWriMo always at least inspires me to write something. So, you know, 16,000 words is better than no words. And it's still a project that I'm interested in, and it's a project that I want to write, but I think maybe it's the kind of project that I have to write over a longer period of time. Like if I had written this throughout the year, I think that would have been okay. Yeah, I think I need to think about the elements of this story more, because first year was a contemporary and was just set in our world as usual. Second year was a genre I'm quite knowledgeable or interested in. This year is a genre that I'm interested in, but that maybe I need to read more works, because it's set in our world, real life, but it's got some fantastical elements to it, so I think it's something that I need to do more research into the genre, maybe read more widely about the kind of magical elements, and really plot and think through how things are gonna plot and think through how things are actually going to go, because the beginning of the novel is really clear and the end of the novel I know how I want it to end, and I've got like the first chunk of the beginning and then the very end, so I need more of this in between bit, which I think will come with time. So having written 16,000 words, I'm actually quite proud of that, because I wrote something, and I think that's what's important about NaNoWriMo, is writing something. So I think I'm going to take a break from that novel for a while, but it has spurred up my love of writing again, because the past 3 years, or this year and the past 2 years, I've really enjoyed NaNoWriMo, but I write in NaNoWriMo and then I get so worn out from writing that I don't write again for like the rest of the year, much at all. But this year I think it's actually spurred me on to want to continue writing throughout the year. So that's good. That's my positive takeaway from all this. So NaNoWriMo 2019 was not great in terms of word count, but good in terms of pushing myself, I think. That's my takeaway. I hope if you did NaNoWriMo that your NaNoWriMo was more successful than mine in terms of word count. And if you haven't ever done NaNoWriMo before and you're thinking about maybe doing it, or you're just not sure, I'd say go for it. It is sometimes difficult to schedule around like jobs and other things you just need to do, but even if you don't meet your word count, even if you're not writing like 1,300 words every day, I think writing something, if you want to, is better than writing nothing, if that's what you want to do. So yes, that wraps up my NaNoWriMo 2019.